And the conclusion from this experience is, I'm here, my thinking is there. I'm not my thinking. Oh my God. So it was a liberation from the dominance of the thinking. Within, I sensed freedom. And that was fantastic. So I'm eternally grateful to this first teacher. Your first teacher is very important, I think. He was a very old man already, a father figure, really. And okay, and then several other things happened, which may be not so important to mention here. The big thing was that I went to India after some years after, because I had read something of Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, which struck me in the heart. I mean, it was a flame of love, only through reading 10 or 20 sentences, you know. It was such a love I never experienced before. So I had to go there. I had to go close to this man. And there, within 3 or 4 days, it happened. I was in the garden, and suddenly lightning struck into my head. I wasn't there anymore for a while. I mean, probably a few split seconds or so. And I dissolved into the light. And the light was everywhere, so I was everywhere, because there was nothing left of me. I was the light, you know. And everything was included, so the plants and the birds and the people, all these orange people, so they were part of my eternity, of my being, which had extended into limitlessness. Okay, I had planned to stay in Pune for 3 or 6 months. I had agreed with my wife upon that, but I was already back within 9 days. Which she didn't like really, because she thought, oh, I'm rid of him. And there I was again. Okay, we had a divorce very quickly, which I had not the courage to do so before. I went to the military and say, I don't want to be a part of you, so I refused to be a soldier. And these things, you know, which had accumulated in the time before I dared to do. And then subsequently, I lived 10 years in uninterrupted bliss. 10 years. So sometimes without a home, in Holland in the winter on a bicycle during the night, with full moon. I see the pictures, of course. A totally carefree life, spending time in nature, writing poetry, organizing the first Dutch heretical concilium during the Pope's visit to the country, with a medieval dance and with lectures about Eckhart and about all kinds of things, you know. I organized so-called fasting meditation peace walks with 100 people fasting, so not eating 30 kilometers a day. One of my specialties as a doctor is fasting, so I had a great understanding of it, I mean, more than average at least. So 5 days, 30 kilometers a day with 100 people through the country for at least 4 or 5 years, once a year. So that's how I spend my time. And then after 10 years, just by itself, this fantastic eternity subsided, and some of my previous problems came back. And I had another 15 years of what they call in Christianity the dark night of the soul. A terrible time with integrating all my nasty aspects of my personality in my new identity. So now I'm here, yeah. Yeah. That's it. I mean, and now, with all this focusing on myself and my own spiritual growth, it's time to start sharing a little. So now a new stage of my life has begun, in which I have to decide what to do in life, and that is for certain sharing everything I was able to receive, or what was granted to me, let's say. But in what way, I still don't know. So next Thursday I'll go home, and we will see what is going to happen. Yes?
After the 10 years of bliss and going through the dark night of the soul, all that accumulated knowledge, did it make it easier to go through that? Or at least more aware? Did it help in any way?
The foundation was laid in these 10 years of uninterrupted bliss. That was my base, the foundation. And because of that foundation, I was able to accept all the suffering, because at times it was big suffering, I can tell you. Because with my experience of my realization, I felt sometimes totally alone among the people. I mean, I experienced cosmic unity, but among the people, very often I was totally lonely. I mean, nobody understood.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and because of this foundation, I could accept it, I could endure it. I could embrace it, say, okay, it's all part of me, however nasty. If I feel terrible, that's part of me, so embrace it. If I feel lonely, embrace it. So yeah, that's the way I managed to go through it. And I use a lot of therapy, I must say.